more people will come to an arena to watch the content than go to the live game. 100,000 people show up to watch some kid playing a video game. I can get 100,000 people to show up to watch a rugby match. Inside of the inner circle here at Radio Row. After last night at Entrepreneur in Vayner Sports, the keys to branding and utilizing philanthropy to help brand. But there's a lot of inner workings that are subtleties of how you build a brand, how you market a brand, how you elevate and escalate a brand and raise that awareness and profile so you can monetize a brand. And a lot of it starts right here on Radio Row, understanding content and how to control and distribute content, have the right access to that content as well as medium. And it's not just digital marketing. You need these traditional, these are all radio stations, a few TV stations, but you need traditional content in order to escalate, elevate, and accelerate your brand and marketing. And that's what we're all about today. Shooting a few commercials for Wheels Up. We have the Tiki Barber Thuzio party this evening as well, along with the Rolling Stones party. You'll see all the different levels of branding, marketing, sponsorship. This is the inside of the inner circle of branding and marketing. I realized that instead of representing athletes and celebrities, right, we had $2 billion in management, Aikman, Moon, Young, everybody, is that if I use those guys as bug lights, if I use them to attract the sponsors, that I was better off than representing them. And so by owning the athlete relationship and the sponsorship, which was the dollars behind it, I could easily get the big entities like Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, Masters, Kentucky Derby, Breeders' Cup, because I owned the thing that they wanted, which was the sponsorship, hospitality dollars. Even still at the Super Bowl today, just people call me and say, oh, can you get me to sponsor last minute these parties?
Pay today by texting 50 for 50 to 555-888 and the education centers in Kenya, where all this money is going.
Yeah, Unstoppable Foundation, we've already impacted 75,000 people. Warren and I actually built a village 2 years ago, water, education, and what happened is mostly women, by ninth grade, they're married and worse things. What we've done now, they're graduating college. Well, now I want an empowerment and leadership center so those women and men that are empowered by us can empower the kids themselves and scale. So that's what we're doing. One thing I've learned on Radio Row is to be kind to your future self. I just got off an interview with someone I've known for 20 years, but more impressively are all of my interns that have either risen up to be famous celebrities or their own stations, and I see them on the floor now and working, and it's so inspiring to me what they're doing in the industry, and that hopefully I had some small bit of accelerating their career and manifesting their dreams.
He messed up because he had 3 batteries, 2 of them weren't charged, and it died partway through the concert. He was the only one there taking video. So he could have had some real exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
Ray Shremmerd, who was probably one of the more popular bands that were actually playing at Super Bowl Live.
Yeah.
And I messaged him on Instagram, I was like, so when are you going to have the video done? He's like, oh, maybe today, but probably after the weekend. I'm like,
yeah.
Should have had that up that night.
Yeah.
I gave Ray Shremmerd 20 perfect pictures before they left.
Right, that's the key. That's what we did last time. That's why you sit here and say, there's my business heroes, because of guys like that and you, right? It doesn't work any other way.
It's crazy.
We made my day, by the way.
You made my day, because I subscribed and I commented on YouTube, one of your YouTube videos, and you actually responded. I was
always.
I love when that
makes, I personally respond, and it's been busy, but if you need anything ever, just reach out. You have my email now,
Yep,
and so you can get me directly or DM me.
What do you think a year from now we're going to be talking about as the biggest story that happened in sports business?
I think it's a concept that I've come up with called stagism. Is that I think we're in a transformation period where people in sports are going to understand that the actual experience of sports is just a stage. So a football game, the Super Bowl, esports, that the real power is we're creating this real life stage that is streamed for the rest of the 3.2 billion people. So people won't take it so seriously that a stadium's empty.
From a business perspective, when you watch the game, when you go back, you look at the commercials and the presentation, what do you think the NFL has done really well with the Super Bowl, and what do you think they need to continue to work on?
I don't think they get social media as well as they should. right? Like, they shouldn't be giving power to Portnoy, right? They don't even allow him in here. You know, all they're doing is giving energy to Barstool. They're actually transferring the energy. So I don't think they understand the Shield well enough that they should illuminate their problems and their power. Now, the other side of it is they are truly a holiday. And I think they do a great job of creating a holiday in America that is now a worldwide phenomenon. And so their content is exceptional. The games keep getting better. You know, the halftime shows are better. You know, all of that, but they just don't get energy, and they're giving the wrong energy to the wrong. They handled, you know, the protests wrong. They handled Barstool wrong. There's a lot, the women issues wrong. They don't just get it. You need to illuminate, and you need to address it in a more logical way, and stop giving power to the people that you don't want. Believe it or not, I have a family obligation, so there's a first year. I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
You leaving?
But I have the Thuzio party tonight. I'm shooting a commercial today for Wheels Up, and make sure, Bradley, you reach out we'll get together. I see every game is just a staged. I mean, I know it's competitive, but I don't care how many people are in the stands. I don't care, exactly, yeah. And, you know, obviously, I have two things to offer. One is just relationship capital, the inner circle, especially in football. Right. And then two is the situational knowledge on how to monetize the media, the content. Future of sports is going away from people showing up. Think about this. Why is esports so effective? Because it's a stage of a stage. It's a production of a production. And it's only going to grow. So what we need to do in traditional sports is realize that. Right? You have to just say, okay, more people will come to an arena to watch the content than go to the live game. There's a lot more I can do with that. 100,000 people show up to watch some kid playing a video game. I can get 100,000 people to show up to watch a rugby match on a screen, the same way, if you produce it correctly. Anyone wants to make a living, Jeff, you know this, I tell people, learn to sell sponsorship, because I can call anyone today at the Super Bowl, and I did this. I had call me going, hey, can you put me into some parties? I was like, hey, I got a sponsor for your party. I got a sponsor for your party. I got money. I'm going to keep 20%, and you're going to have this much money for you, but they need an activation with the table to give out bags. Not one person said no to me. It was free money. Right? But that's not what we do. Right? We build content. We build brands. We elevate the awareness. We got Radio Row in the books. It's not easy, as you can see, and it's so nice to build a brand, like so many people coming up to you, and you can be a CEO, mentor or hero, or whatever they call you. You know, it's nice to see that people are now respecting people with, you know, persistent, consistent work ethics and values, and it's not just about what you do on the field, but what you do off. And, you know, it's not easy doing these things. But I tell you, Radio Row may be my favorite insider thing to do at the Super Bowl. Look, Dorothy, we're not in San Diego anymore. Look. So I'll be tomorrow, but I'm going with my family. More important. That's the most important thing. And I'm not going because I want to go. I'm going because I want to be there for my mom especially. So the day I lose that priority is the day I stop this stuff. It's cold though. I got lots of cameras.
Jesus.
Right. What's going on, eh?
What are you guys doing? How's everybody?
All right, so utilizing the vertebrae approach, you have to overlap your deals. I have a really big opportunity that we're going to be announcing, and met with the people here at the Super Bowl. We got our prep for S1 Media House, our big media company, prepping up for the Wheels Up party here. We've got all types of great things going on, and most importantly to me is I'm going home. So I had to be here early. I have a family obligation, and I made a commitment to my family, especially my mom, that I'd be there in San Diego tomorrow. So I'm first flight out. That kid was born and raised in San Diego. He's in death right now.
But full-blown commercial on you, so no perspective, like real shots.
Yeah.
So we have to do it twice, but it's freezing outside.
All right. I've learned not to question him. I just do what he says. It ends up looking good. Like Carousel when I ran the bases.
Yeah. What happened at the third base? Something happened at third base?
I pulled my team.
Yeah.
I pulled Miami. I think more people watch the Super Bowl than ever, just not on TV. And I think it's very difficult to track who's actually watching and is aware of and the profile and the brand of the Super Bowl and the NFL. But they need to learn how do we interact. So different things like polling during the game that can be utilized, other activities, but it takes time. And so I think you'll see a continual decline in the TV viewership.
Right.
But there's still, because TV viewership is repurposed and utilized on the digital format, that's why the networks are paying so much money for the Super Bowl still. So this is the earliest I've ever left a Super Bowl. But I think it's a maturation and important for entrepreneurs especially to know, because I made a lot of mistakes, obviously, through my career. One that never affected me, that I'm so proud of, is I prioritize my health. And somebody asked me last night, I was with a 93-year-old grandmother and who just was celebrating the Super Bowl. She was so cute, but she said to me, "Oh, you prioritize your health, why did you get sick?" And I thought to myself, you know what, I rarely, my wife jokes, I never get sick. Yeah, once in a while, I've never missed work. I don't feel as well as I should, but most of the time, I wake up at 4, go to bed at 11, and I feel great, but yet I prioritize my health. Then the mistake I made when I was younger was I didn't prioritize my family second. And that's what I do now, and that's why I'm leaving the Super Bowl. Even though, God, Saturday is my favorite day, even more than the game, but it's so important to spend time with the people that mean the most to you. And sometimes we amazingly treat our clients, our associates, people that we hardly even know better than we treat the people that are most important to us. So I'm jumping on the plane 6:30 in the morning to go home to spend time with my family. We have a celebratory event in San Diego, and I'll get to see all my family, which is more important to me than anything else. And then finally, I prioritize my business third. And I'm leaving a lot of good help behind me to help with that as well. Closing out from Super Bowl 52, this is Dave Meltzer. This is the best Super Bowl I've ever been to. A lot of people ask me why Super Bowl commercials are so important. Well, because they're actually like the old school movies. You can have a trailer, you can have the actual commercials, and then you have the perpetual content that goes out to hundreds of millions of people, even accessing 3.2 billion. And some of my favorite Super Bowl commercials of all time, I actually one year looked forward more to the Bud Bowl, where Bud was playing Bud Light, than I did to the actual Super Bowl. And I actually thought the Bud Bowl was a better game than that actual Super Bowl as well. Super Bowl commercials have all three access: pre-promotion, the actual event and the post promotion that can be monetized effectively, raising a brand, building a profile, giving access to millions of people that may not even watch the game, but will remember your commercial. So that's why they get $5 million for 30 seconds.